So for some reason, Bridget has been blowing up recently, and there are a lot of new players who don't know what they're doing, really. So as someone with over 80 hours in the game, I thought it'd be fitting to make a comprehensive guide, not just for beginners, but also covering things even some older players might not know. I'll have timestamps so you can skip to whatever you need, but we're going to start with the basics. When you first join the game, you'll be at the main menu, where you can start your character creation. After you pick your gender, you'll have to choose an alignment. As of right now, alignment doesn't really matter much. It only affects your spawn points, and I would recommend picking Outlaw because you get more useful spawn locations compared to the in-law locations. And for your spawn, I suggest choosing either Campsite or Outlaw Hideout since both are close to the fishing area, which is going to be very important early on. Once you spawn in, the first thing you want to do is press H to summon your horse, get on it, and head over to the tackle bait shop. I'll show a map right now so you can try to figure out where that is, or you could just follow along with the video if you chose to spawn where I said. Once you get here, go inside, talk to the NPC, and buy a fishing rod. This is going to be your main way of making money, like in general. So now on to fishing. So this is pretty simple. All you gotta do, cast your line into the water, wait until you see like some movement, like the water will start moving a little bit, and then once your hook dips, you just have to hold and reel it back in. And while you're fishing, you can also get things like chests, arrow shards, or rusty guns. I would say fish for like 30 minutes or maybe longer, you know. Keep fishing until you make around 2 to 3k from selling your fish. Just let your fishes go back inside the place, talk to the NPC. You can sell them in bulk and stuff. But after you've gotten $2,000 to $3,000, you want to head out over to the outlaw camp and get yourself a better horse. And when you're buying a horse, you want to keep rerolling until you get one that costs at least $1,000. The max is like 1.5k. And generally, the more expensive a horse is, the better it will be. You can also get mythical or legendary horses, which are marked by symbols next to the name. Technically, any horse can be legendary, even a cheap one, but lower cost ones will still have bad stats, so it's kind of useless. So a good legendary or mythic horse will usually be around 1.2 to 1.5k range. And after you get your horse, press M to check its stats. The max stats for a non-legendary horse is 1.25, and having a good horse will make travel much faster. From here, just keep fishing until you have enough money for weapons. You can head into the town to buy guns, clothes, hats, lassos, and more. I would recommend picking up something like the Dragon or the Colt's Ocelot from the Outlaw camp while you're there. Also, make sure you buy a hat. Hats are actually important in this game because if you get shot in the head, your hat will take the first hit and fall off, meaning you take no damage. Ponchos, on the other hand, they're purely cosmetic, but they look pretty cool, so you should wear one. While you're playing, you'll also notice random NPC events. These will show up at the top of your screen. There are things like bandit attacks, zombie events, along with some rarer ones, like this duelist guy will come try to duel you. But if you're new at the game, I'd recommend just running away unless you have help. And if you do manage to complete them, you'll get chests and EXP, but they can be pretty difficult early on. Before we get into stands, there are some important systems you need to understand because they affect your entire progression. If you press M, you'll see age, EXP, tier, path, and your cards. Now, age is important because this game has a kind of permadeath system. If you get to about 60 and you die, you can lose your character permanently. And the way that your age goes up is from you dying, just playing the game over time it'll go up. But you can reduce your age by going to the witch's hut and giving her a dog bane herb, which you get from chests from fishing. Now, EXP and tiers are connected. The more EXP you get from fishing or events, the higher your tier becomes. The max current tier is 3, and each tier gives you access to more cards. And paths are just basically your stand if you have one. And cards are one of the most important systems in the game, especially for builds. When you open your menu, you'll see face down cards. To reveal them, you have to go to the witch's hut and pay 150 for the first card, then 50 for each subsequent card. And once all the cards are revealed, you can pick one and then you can equip it as one of your passives or cards. I'll go more in depth on cards later when we get into builds. So let's get into stands. Getting a stand in Bridget is pretty difficult. So every 30 seconds, there's a chance for a course part to spawn somewhere on the map. And the chance increases based on how many players are in the server. The maximum being 25 players, which is a 1 in 40 chance, and the minimum being 3 players, which is a 1 in 140 chance. And when it spawns, you'll see a flash of light, you'll hear like this echoing sound, and there will be an alert at the top of your screen. When that happens, you need to get there as fast as possible and pick it up and hold on to it. And the longer that you hold on to it, the higher your chances are of absorbing it and getting a stand. But this is very difficult because the entire server will probably be there trying to do the same thing that you're doing. And if someone grabs you, just have to try to kill them, to be honest. You just have to try to kill them and get it as fast as possible. Having your horse ready with max stamina, having friends with you also makes it much easier to do. So shout out to the plot on YouTube for letting me use this footage of him getting it. I didn't have footage of my own of me getting it. Also, to my knowledge, if you're trying to get Tusk, it has to be the right hand or the left hand. I don't remember which one. I know it has to be one of the hands. It can't be the rib or the leg or anything like that. It has to be a hand to my knowledge. Now, the other way to get a stand is through arrow shards. You can get these from fishing, but the chances are extremely low. It's 0.5%. Now, in my experience, this method isn't reliable, and I've only gotten 1 arrow shard from fishing in all my time playing the game. So overall, corpse parts are your best bet. Arrow shards are currently the only way to get D4C. You cannot get D4C from corpse parts. Also, you're not able to keep them in your inventory. When you leave the game or you die, you will lose the arrow shard, and you're not able to store the arrow shards in your bank either. So once you get a stand, all you have to do is check your inventory and equip it to see what you got. Now, based on my experience, I put together this tier list on the screen right now. If you end up with something C tier or below, I'd recommend getting rid of it. To remove a stand, you need to get a dogbane and go back to the witch, and she'll remove your stand for you. That's going to cover the basics of progression and how to get a stand. Now we're going to go into builds, cards, and what you should be aiming on depending on your playstyle. This is just a basic gunslinger build. There's nothing really special about it. Veteran's pretty good to have on any build. This is a killer queen build. It's optimized for exploding people. This is like an aimbot build, basically. This is a melee build for Saber. This is just a tank build, basically. You take a lot of hits to go down. I mean, that's basically it for that section. I don't really have much more to go over. If you're going to be using your stand a lot, I would say get Free Runner. That increases your stamina by 20, which using your stand takes a lot of stamina, so you're going to need as much stamina buffs as you can get. If you have any other questions or you need help, just leave a comment below. I'll answer in a timely manner. That's going to be it for this video, though. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.